Hey friends, welcome to today's video. Today is going to be the greatest day of your life. Do you dream of being rich? You know, I think that a lot of people do, and getting rich is a dream most people all over the world have. In fact, it probably wouldn't be wrong to say that it's the driving force behind most of what we do. You know, yet for many this aspiration seems distant and impossible. Wealth seems like a far-fetched concept reserved only for a lucky few. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, that's a bunch of crap. Anybody can make a bunch of money. Anybody can have a wealthy lifestyle. All you got to do is put the right information here and you get what you put in. I'm telling you what. So building wealth isn't about having an innovative mind like Elon Musk's or winning the lottery, although winning the lottery will get you there pretty quick. But it's more about having the right mindset. And we've been talking about this a lot. It's mindset, perseverance, and wise habits. And that means letting go of some of the habits that are getting in the way, right? So let's dive into some behaviors that we need to say goodbye to if we want to get rich. You know, living beyond your means. I'd say that's the first one. Naturally, I'll start with the most basic financial lesson. Don't live beyond your means. I know a lot of people who overreach, buying stuff that costs way beyond what they can afford. Clothes, designer bags, a fancy car. Listen, in America, this is the only place in the world where we'll put a $90,000 car in the driveway because we have our garage full of $10,000 worth of shit. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what, that's what it is. And meanwhile, the credit card bill goes up every month because they can't pay it in full, right? And before you know it, you're deep in debt. You have to call a debt consolidation guy. You know, when it comes to money, it always pays to cultivate a lifestyle of frugality. And you know what? Case in point, Warren Buffett might be one of the richest men in the world, but he is the paragon of frugality. He lives in a modest house that he's had since the 1950s. He eats at local restaurants instead of fancy ones. I'm going to tell you what, I know that's 100% the truth. In fact, there's a place right across the street from Mutual of Omaha, or used to be there. I'm not quite sure if it's still there, but it was just a greasy spoon cafe, and Warren would be down in there reading the newspaper. Anybody could walk up to him, but the kind people of Omaha, Nebraska would normally just leave him alone and let him live his life. I remember when I was in high school, we would drive by Warren's house, and people would be out mowing the lawn, and he'd just be sitting in a lawn chair in the driveway. He's just a regular guy. He's everything that he advertises himself to be. You know, and I'm not saying that you should deny yourself every little thing that makes life fun, but there does need to be a balance, and you need to make smart choices. You know, personally, I love going out and trying to find deals. Not only do I get alternatives that make my wallet happy, but there's also a thrill in finding unexpected treasures. And you know what? In our family, we try to save money everywhere we can. We're not out there just spending to spend. And I think that's a very important behavior that you need to think about, recognize, and then make some changes. You know, also neglecting to save. You know, of course, this is what happens when you live beyond your means. There's nothing to save if it's all gone, right? But even if you live within your means, you might still be putting off saving for the future. You know, when I was younger, I was exactly like that. Whenever I had extra, I didn't save it. Instead, I'd use it for nights out, expensive gifts on people I love, or, you know, we'd take trips and things like that. But hey, why save? There's always more money to be made. You know, but then I hit my 30s and I woke up to the fact that time isn't limitless. The days are starting to pass by quicker and quicker, and every day I don't save, it's time I'll never get back. You know, that's the way the market works. If you invest time, it's time in the market that inevitably makes the fortune for you. You know, it's not timing the market, it's time in the market. So the longer you're in the market, you know, it's going to be better for you. I always tell my kids that, you know, hey, you're young, you're 14 and 11. You can get in the market now and let a small amount of money sit. It'll become a large amount of money by the time you need it at the age of 65 or whenever they decide to retire. Hopefully they retire a little earlier than that and have the opportunity to enjoy their lives and their families. But you might ask, you know, What if there literally is nothing left after I pay my bills? Well, you know what? You need to learn that you don't put all your eggs in one basket, and that's exactly how we should think about money. You know, your job might be stable, your paycheck might be hefty enough that you could pay your bills, but let's get real. What happens if you suddenly get sick, get laid off? The money you saved will only get you so far. So why stop at a single paycheck? In today's gig economy, there are so many opportunities to diversify income, and I've talked about this. I've created several videos. Go to the playlist about making extra money, side gigs you can take on, ideas to make additional money. And, you know, explore side hustles. Maybe the paintings you do in your downtime or the skills in dressing up cars can bring you side income. You know, detailing. I know a guy that details cars, Innovative Auto here in Fort Collins, Colorado. He's got lots of other things he's doing, but that's a primary business that he owns, and it's kind of a side income for him, it seems, because he has a lot of other activities going on. You know, one of the things, I cannot stress this enough, is generate passive income. This is one of the most useful things I've done in my life, and I enjoy multiple income streams without all the work. I'm going to give you a couple of ideas. How about real estate investments, mutual funds, dividend stocks, sales and royalties from creative or intellectual property? Did you know that you can take pictures of the world that you love, put them on the internet on different sites, and people will pay you royalties to use those photographs? And all you have to do is do what you love. Take pictures with your cell phone and share them with the world. You know, and also, did you know that you can rent your car? There are actually some services out there that will allow you to rent your car in its downtime. Now, I know that may or may not be actually applicable to most people. I got to be honest with you, I'm not going to rent any of my cars out to anybody, but you know, it could happen. And if you need some side money and some easy income, I tell you what, that's an option. Or VRBO will actually allow you to rent out a room in your home or something like that. So there are tons of side hustles you can get involved in. You know, and that being said, you do need one other thing as you delve into these financial opportunities, and that's going to be a little bit of courage. You're going to have to step out. You're going to have to maybe do some things you're not accustomed to. Maybe you're going to have to learn some new things. But you can get a side income going for yourself. And, you know, and wealthy people, I tell you what, I heard Robin Leach say many years ago, the wealthiest people he knows, he's never seen work. And, you know, and I thought to myself, well, what the hell do these people do? They don't work. How are they making money? Because they have multiple sources of income. So when one source of income is down, they're not just relying on that one source. They have multiple sources of income, multiple income streams bringing money into their bank accounts, so they are insulated. And I tell you what, that's very important. And in this world with the internet, there are multiple options, multiple opportunities, and there's no damn excuse to not get out there and make some additional money and put some money in your bank account. And I tell you what, that's exactly what it is. Money is stuff. And you need to get as much of that stuff as you can, or, you know, or within your ability to attain it. And I'm going to tell you what, you can increase your ability to attain it by just going out, researching some of the available opportunities. Google side hustles. Go out there and look. Watch some of my videos where I talk about side hustles that are fundamentally changing other people's lives. Okay, we can work on this together. I'm telling you, there are multiple options and multiple opportunities out there for you to better your financial circumstance. You just need to change some of these simple behaviors. You know, like being afraid to take risks. You know, and we've talked about the fear of taking risks, and fear can be paralyzing, especially when it comes to money. And after all, it is a bit like gambling, right? You're betting your hard-earned money on something new, and that can be difficult. And you never know if it's going to be a success or a mistake. But we can do some research. We can read some reviews. We can see the the opinions of others. We can see what their experience is. What do we do from that? We learn from that. We get the right information into our supercomputer, and then we make the best decision we can for our individual circumstance, right? And as they say, without risk, there is very little reward. So let me rephrase that. Without calculated risk, there is little reward. And so let's see what you can do to overcome that fear. For starters, you can just do your research things thoroughly. You could consult a financial advisor if you want to be even more sure, or you can go for very low risk investments. And by low risk investments, I mean dividend stocks, mutual funds, those types of investments where it carries your money for you and it's just a passive income source. You put your money out there in the market and you get a return that is pretty much recognized as consistent for each of these individual stocks, these dividend payers. But you can go out there and research that. Consult a financial advisor. They can help give you some advice. Before you consult a financial advisor, do your research on them. See where they are. See what their financial experience is. You don't want a financial advisor that's living in a cardboard box and can't handle their own credit card debt. So you want to make sure that when you're working with the financial advisor, you get to know them as an individual. You know what I always say, you could tell everything you ever wanted to know about somebody by meeting their family. And I tell you what, that'll tell you pretty much everything you need to know, but you'll do what you can and what's within your best interest. Now, falling victim to get-rich-quick schemes, can I tell you that this is my biggest pet peeve? I get these emails from spammers and scammers all the time. Get rich quick. Hey, we've got this new 70% dividend stock that we want you to invest in, Doug. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Come on. Do you think I just woke up yesterday? Speaking of risky investments, one thing to absolutely steer clear of are get-rich-quick schemes. I understand the temptation. Who doesn't want to invest in something that calls for a little investment but promises massive returns? I totally get that. And if this is something you're prone to, it might help to remember all the cautionary tales. The Bernie Madoff scandal, BitConnect, MLM schemes, Lula Rich. I mean, hello. Basically anything that smacks of a Ponzi or a pyramid scheme. I tell you what, the lure of fast money is appealing, but more often than not, it's a dangerous trap. Any billionaire will tell you that building wealth takes time and patience. It comes from sound investments and hard work, not gambling on shady deals. And I want to tell you another thing, okay? It's never too late to get involved in the market. It's never too late to start saving money. It's never too late, because you know what? 3 years from now, no matter what age you are, you're going to thank yourself for starting 3 years before, because you're going to have something in the bank. You're going to have something saved. And I'm going to tell you what, when it comes to money, something is better than nothing. So just get started, get out there and get moving forward. I'm telling you what, I believe in you. I know you can do this. We can change behaviors. We developed the behavior in the first place, so we can always develop new behaviors just as easily as we develop these old behaviors. We can make the changes. We can move forward. We can be great, and we can have the life we want. And I'm telling you, it's 100% possible for you. You're worth it. So start today. You know what? Slow and steady. That's what wins the race. And another thing I think that's really important is to not let our emotions rule our finances. Emotions are what's responsible for buying those get-rich-quick schemes, and all the logic just seems to fly out the window when we get emotionally involved. But aside from that, take a look at your emotions as they play into your finances. Are you the type that uses retail therapy to soothe yourself? I just need to go shopping. I've had such a stressful day. I'll tell you what, for me, my weakness has been food. Whenever I feel down, I've always liked to take my family out to an expensive restaurant, some 5-star location in the United States. Those restaurants that it's hard to get into, you call them up and you get on a waiting list, all that type of crap. And I had this I deserve this mindset much too much. I deserve this. Hey, and my family deserves this, And I mean, there's nothing wrong with the occasional treat or mood booster. We do deserve those every now and then. But if you're chasing temporary highs too much, you might also be unconsciously choosing financial lows. The more we go out and soothe our emotional state with financial output, we lower our savings. We lower what we have available to spend. So I'm going to say these days, I'm more mindful. I recognize my triggers, and I have non-spending strategies in place for dealing with my emotions. And I advise you to do the exact same thing. Go for the occasional treat, but explore other ways to feel better without reaching for your wallet. And I'm going to say one thing: exercise. Walk on the treadmill or go outside and go for a walk. I tell you what, when you're feeling down, it's amazing how a walk can change everything for you. And you know what? Winter's coming. I just went outside this morning in Colorado. I felt that cool mountain air. There's a specific temperature and a specific airflow that comes through right before fall hits. Every year I saw the geese flying over in a V, and I just knew that winter is coming. And I thought, I have this inside gym at my house, and I can go work out and walk on the treadmill. But our malls in America are failing. And so if you have a local mall, you should be able to just go there and do some mall walking. I was really surprised when I went to our local Fort Collins mall that's not doing so well. And it was just full of people, but it was full of older people who were walking and socializing. So get out and socialize, and don't socialize at the bar where you're drinking alcohol or whatever else, although I don't want to put that down. I know some people do enjoy that, but it will eat your wallet and it'll eat your bank account up, and you're not doing your body much good by putting substances into it. So make some healthier choices and take on some healthier options. It's a great place to socialize. Find a place where you can go and walk inside if you're not an outdoor walker or if winter's on its way. Find ways to not make excuses, to continue to make good decisions for yourself. Okay? And that's what we need to do. And when you go out, and the reason I mentioned going out and doing the walk in the mall is because it'll give you an opportunity to associate only with like-minded people. And you get out there and walk, and usually in the mall it's older people who are vested. They have a savings, and they also have a little bit of experience under their belt as well. And you need to think about your social circle. I mean, are they fiscally responsible, or are they big spenders? And that matters more than you think. It's no secret that the people around us exert some influence over us, though we may not even notice it, But maybe you have a coworker who comes in work holding a Starbucks coffee every day. Maybe a sofaholic friend who urges you to buy this or that. And it happens. You get these people in our lives that, I would suggest seeking out the company of people with a different approach to finances if you have people who are a negative impact on you and your finances, especially those who have managed to build wealth. The success stories, so to speak. People who have managed to save money outside of just a standard 401k. People who think about money and talk about money, but do so in a positive way. Surround yourself with people like that, because you know what? It'll impact you and your decisions. And we want to be around as many positive people as we can, people who are making good financial decisions. And to clarify, I'm not suggesting you become a social climber or an opportunistic person. I mean, that's going to just be tacky when it comes to money. But what I do mean is make organic and genuine connections based on the desire to learn and grow as a person. Excuse me. So while offering, you need to offer equal value to these people as well. So do some research, come to the table with some conversation topics, pay attention to what they have to say, and then offer your feedback until you get into a conversation where it's a parlay, and that'll continue with that individual over and over and over again. You're going to learn things, you're going to find common ground and shared interests that'll go well beyond financial status. And I tell you what, don't be afraid of people because they're rich. They're just people, okay? the thing is, oh, I won't talk to that person. You see somebody who has some financial success in their life, everybody assumes those people are going to be like, well, I don't want to talk to you. You come from this, or you only have this amount of money. That's a bunch of crap too. You know what? Wealthy people that I know are some of the nicest people in the world. They give of their time, they give of their money to create jobs for others, to help the community. For the most part, most of the people that I know that have a lot of money are charitable givers. And you know what? They would help you in any way possible. Absent of writing you a check. I would say approach people with good questions and good constructive conversation. You can learn a lot from somebody else who's had some tremendous success in their life. Don't waste their time. But you know what? Just be yourself. Be you, because you are good enough. And if you approached me, heck, I'd talk to you all afternoon about finances and how you could better your circumstance, because I want to see you do better. And most of the people I know who have money want to see other people do better as well. So don't believe what you hear in the media and on the news. Oh, wealthy people, blah, blah, blah. They don't pay their fair share of taxes, and they don't do this, that, and the other thing. I'm going to tell you something. 3% of the incomes in America pay 97% of the taxes. And 97% of the money is also earned by that 3%. So they're paying their fair share. It's just a matter of you need to step up and have the right conversations with the right people. It can change everything for you. And don't ignore financial education. We've talked about the fear of risks, emotional spending, and other behaviors that prevent you from building wealth. But beyond all that, you need to become financially literate. And this will help you in having conversations with other financially literate people. Develop something you would have in common with them. There are books out there. Investopedia, I don't know if you've ever been to Investopedia, but it's a nice site. It defines financial literacy as the ability to understand and effectively use various financial skills, including personal financial management, budgeting, and investing. Now, just as we know how to read books, we should also know how to read money. Because let's be honest, investing can be intimidating. If you don't understand it, how can you make wise investments? So get as much financial education as you can. Read books, listen to podcasts, enroll in online financial literacy courses. All of these can help you get a good grasp on financial terms and how money works all around. That way, you can understand how compound interest works, figure out what all those rates and charges are in your credit card bill. Understand the different types of taxes and recognize financial scams and frauds. And I'll tell you something, the more you learn about credit cards and how they work, the less likely you're going to be to use them. Warren Buffett was once asked, and I happened to be there during the conversation, if you could do anything financially, and if you were to start over and you could do anything and you were starting fresh, what's the one thing that you would do? And he said, I would never use a credit card. And it's absolutely true, because the same power of compound interest that'll help you build exponential wealth in the markets will destroy you if you borrow money using credit cards. And I'm going to tell you, your eyes would glaze over if you sat back and listened to the horror stories that credit cards have created for Americans all across the country. They're horrible, they're terrible. Try not to use them if you can. It's something that'll get a grip on you, and it can just destroy you. And you know what? After you get this financial learning and this financial education, it'll change everything for you. And why? Because you become what you think about. You start putting a bunch of financial information in here and learning about money. The output you're going to get is that you're going to start making changes and doing things related to money that are going to be positive for your financial circumstance. If you want to change your life, All you got to do is change your life. Put different information into your supercomputer. This brain of yours loves you, and it wants to work hard on your behalf, and it always is. And whatever you put in here, that's what it's going to manifest for you. So you have a bunch of drama in your life, it's going to be full of anxiety, depression, and things like that. But if you put good things into your mind, read financial books, go to the grocery store and get a Forbes magazine, get an Inc. magazine, get a magazine about a private jet magazine. I believe it's called, I can't think of the name of the one, Jet Setter. Put these on your coffee table. Surround yourself with wealth, with money. I think the word I'm looking for is with money motivating ideas and topics, and it'll change everything for you. You go over to a wealthy person's house and they have nice things, and because they have nice things, they're constantly striving to maintain that level of lifestyle. You need to raise your standards. It'll change everything in your life. I don't know where you are right now, and I don't think it really matters where you are right now. I think what matters is where you want to go and where you want to be. So let's start setting some goals. Let's keep working together so you can get to that point. And you start by putting the right information into your mind. And you do that by going out and reading some books. Or, hey, if you're in the bathroom and you got your cell phone, pull up some money-related articles and start reading about money. Increase your financial literacy. It'll change everything for you, and nobody will have to do anything for you. You can do it for yourself. Nobody's going to go out and read books on your behalf or go out and learn about money on your behalf. A financial advisor will do that for a fee, but I'm telling you what, nobody will do it better for you than you. You know exactly where you want to be, where you want to go. You know what your finances are monthly. You know how much money you make. You know how to make it happen for yourself. And if you don't have all the information, it's available on the internet. It's available in books. You can change things for you because you are amazing. You have an incredible intellect and an incredible ability to learn things and then to take action based on that learning. And I know that you can do it. And I want you to be sure that, and we talked about this yesterday in the video, the billionaire mindset, but in order to get the big picture, you need to have concrete financial goals and a clear plan to achieve them. And let's take a look again at Warren Buffett, who, by the way, is the perfect example of sound, slow, and steady. When he hit his first million, did he go out and buy a fancy car or a huge mansion? No, he did not. He reinvested his first million into shares that brought him even more earnings. Over and over, he did that until he got to where he is today. So I'm going to tell you, honestly, if you have a big pickup truck and you drive down the street really fast and your truck's all nice and it's blowing black smoke everywhere, nobody cares. And it's funny also because the wealthiest guy in the room is never the guy with the big 8-pound gold chain. That's just not the deal, People who have money, it's not new to them, so they don't have the need to show it off all the time. Warren Buffett, I've seen the guy driving down the street in Omaha, Nebraska in a what did he have? He had a Cadillac. The Cadillac was missing trim on the front passenger side. It was not the greatest car in the world and not the car that I would expect the wealthiest man in the world to be driving. And I think a lot of people feel that way, but I'm going to tell you what, as I've made money and as I've increased my financial circumstance, I understand the concept more and more and more. It's funny because the points on how to be clear, we need to be clear and disciplined with our goals. You might think that Warren is a unicorn, but really with the right mindset and financial literacy, anybody can build wealth and be rich today. And I'm going to tell you what, if you're in America, right now you live in the wealthiest circumstance ever observed in recorded history. There is opportunity everywhere. You drive down the street, there's signs in windows, say for lease. There's so many opportunities to open a business in this country. If you opened a business every second for the rest of your life, you probably couldn't take advantage of all the available opportunities to open a business. Did you know that in America, if you were to meet a millionaire every 3 minutes for the rest of your life, you could never meet them all? Millionaires are created so quickly, so rapidly in America. Now, I do want to mention that just as fast as many make it, they also lose it. But that also could come from the inability to effectively utilize the earnings that they've developed from the opportunities that they've taken advantage of. We want to reinvest. We don't want to use credit cards. We don't want to go out and spend money on crap. All you're doing is giving your money away to another organization, and you're making somebody else rich. You know what? Keep your money to yourself, reinvest it, put it in the savings account. Something simple you can do, and I say this all the time, there are automated tools out there that will invest on your behalf, and you don't have to do a darn thing. You know, take Acorns for instance. Every time you spend using your debit card, say you buy something for 90 cents. Acorn will round it up to $1. It'll take that 10 cents, invest it in the market. Now, if you do that with every purchase over the course of several years, you're going to develop a pretty tidy nest egg in the market. They also have tools that allow you to individually structure your investments to meet your specific needs. This is just a tool I'm mentioning because I want to get you interested in going out there and taking a look and seeing what's available. You know, between side hustles and electronic tools that are available to assist us in creating and maintaining our wealth, there really is no excuse. We need to get out there and do it. You know what? I believe in you, and I know that you can do this. It doesn't matter where you are financially right now. You could be broke as a joke with no money in the bank, bills up to here, and you know what? That won't stop you from reading a book. And that won't stop you from going out and doing some learning online. You can change your financial literacy and your understanding of your world as easily as anything. You go to the library. The library is free of charge. Go to the library, check out books. You can read them there if you want. If you have a cell phone, and most people do, you can utilize that cell phone. Google financial literacy, free financial literacy training. There are so many things you can do to get out there and change your circumstance, so why aren't you doing it? You need to go out there and get things going for yourself. And I tell you what, nobody's going to do it for you, but you can change things for you. Absolutely 100% you can. And if you want to change your life, all you got to do is change your life. I get excited and pumped up about this because I know how easy it is to incorporate some simple changes that have incredible lasting impacts for you. And I just, all the time, whenever I'm out, I see the decisions people are making and I see what they're doing. And I just ask myself, you know, if you understood how things worked, you wouldn't be doing what you're doing right now. And, you know, that's the whole thing. I want you to be the best you that you can be. And we can make some small changes that can have some considerable impacts in our lives. And we need to make those small changes because you know what? If you want to change your life, all you have to do is change your life. You can't keep doing the same things over and over again and expect different results. You know, it's okay to play the lottery, and if you play it, that's fine, but I wouldn't bank on it as being your primary retirement investment platform, okay? We need to do some things for ourselves. Take action. We need to take action, and if we take action, we'll get different results. Just do some things different in your life, and I tell you what, you're going to get different results. Keep changing things until you get the results that you want. And it all starts with putting the right information in this supercomputer. You can do it. I know you can. Listen, friends, I believe in you. I know that you're going to have a fantastic experience once you start incorporating some of these behavioral changes. And by putting new information into your mind, everything can change for you on a dime. I believe in you. You are worth it, and I know if anybody can do it, you can. You're an amazing person. I'm going to be back tomorrow with some new stuff. Thanks for joining me today. I did want to mention that tomorrow is our 4-month anniversary. It'll be our 121st episode. I'll be honest with you, when I started this on day 1, I didn't even think I would ever get to day 3. So I want to thank you for joining me, friends. I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.